Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Lucy on the Ozarks First Digital Desk. There was some disappointing news on Monday concerning a summertime tradition here in the Ozarks. Rob Marsh, the Price Cutter Charity Championship Tournament Director, announced that there will not be an event in 2026. Now, the Charity Championship has been around since 1990. The 4-day PGA-sponsored golf tournament is part of the Korn Ferry Tour. That's been a developmental tour that feeds its players to the PGA's regular tour. This past July, Chandler Blanchet won the 36th Charity Championship by 3 strokes, and hundreds of thousands of dollars was generated for local children's charities. In fact, over the years, close to $20 million has been raised for local charities. Rob Marsh took over the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in January to rescue that and the Charity Championship from financial issues. He's succeeded there, but then to have this happen is just devastating.
You know, for the golf fanatic in the area, it's tough to lose the professional level of play that came through the Ozarks. But for the charity piece that the tournament benefited, I'm not worried about it at all. We've got a great series of events planned. You know, it's a bittersweet day. It's been a 35-year, obviously incredible run, seen a lot of greats come through here. But again, my focus is on ensuring that we continue on with the legacy of giving that the tournament has done. You know, the events surrounding the tournament is what raised money for the charities, not necessarily the 4 days of professional play. And I wanted to ensure that we, you know, kept that, again, that legacy of giving going.
So just to make sure that we're all on the same page, the PGA came to Marsh and said they were changing the Korn Ferry Tour and adding a 4th tour called the Americas Tour. And they wanted the Charity Championship to change its date to June, something that is just impossible for the Highland Springs Country Club, which has been the home of the event since 1990. In fact, only 3 stops on the Korn Ferry Tour are played on the same courses from 1990. Also, the Charity Championship has already moved its date once to accommodate the PGA, moving from mid-August to mid-July.
The PGA came with some new ideas. They have a new Americas Tour that they've been rolling out, and they're trying to get stops across the United States. It's been big overseas in Latin America, and then they also talked about a date change, which the date they wanted to do was in June. And that is the date that Highland Springs has been extremely booked, and they just not, you know, obviously couldn't work out, and asked them to change their schedule. They've been incredible hosts, as you know, for 35 years.
Another question I asked Rob Marsh, could this just be a 1-year pause and the Charity Championship come back in 2027 at Highland Springs or at a different golf course? He said it seems the PGA may be thinking along the same lines.
They want to talk again about the future. In fact, I received an email over the weekend talking about some different ideas and is there other courses that we should all look at. So they're still absolutely a very good partner, and I appreciate what they've done. You know, they've been here, and as you know, it's been several names of the tournament throughout the 35 years. But, you know, the door is still open.
So here's what we know. There will not be a Korn Ferry Tour stop in Springfield next July, but Rob Marsh is trying to work out a way to maybe bring it back in the future. What he does know is that the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame will still do charity events, including golf tournaments and raffles for those vehicles that have become a part of the Charity Championship.
I wanted to ensure that this legacy continued on. So, yeah, it was, you know, I want to be transparent that I was surprised at some of the proposed changes and that we weren't able to work it out. But again, my passion of it wasn't to ensure that professional golf stayed here. It was to ensure that we help these charities. That's where my passion lies, and that has not wavered.
So it's a shame that one of the premier stops on the Korn Ferry Tour will come to an end. Children's charities in the Ozark are in danger because the PGA and the Charity Championship can't agree on a date for a future event. Let's hope they can work something out for 2027 and beyond. For more sports, watch Ozarks First News at 9 and 10, and I'll see you then.